this city. Take a listen. What do you hear? The sounds of a game, right? But also the legacy of an icon. It's been almost 25 years since MJ's last game here, but you can still feel what he meant to this town. Proving yourself as the greatest of all time will earn you that kind of staying power. Of course, there are plenty of other paths to our hearts, like breaking a century-old curse, revealing pure grit on ice, or shuffling your way into history. They're all part of forever here, all a part of the streets these guys are about to take over.
Hell yeah!
They know a thing or two about living on the edge, thriving in traffic, and embracing chaos.
Yeah, right!
Which is a real good thing, considering they've never raced on a course quite like this.
What a car, guys!
Never taken over a city, turned it into a playground for speed. It's Independence Day weekend, and here in Chicago, listen to what that's gonna sound like today. At the Grant Park 220. Right downtown.
This is the situation, and it's been this way. It's kind of circled over the top of Chicago. The good thing is, I will tell you, this is the best it's looked all day. So it's getting better, and we're expecting the rain to lighten up to the point where we can get the track cleared off, and we can see the cars on this course.
Well, I think that's the key. It's been a pretty crazy whirlwind trying to get used to these things, and I had a short test on Monday at Charlotte Roval, and yeah, then thrown in the deep end yesterday, but seemed pretty good, got comfortable. I struggled with the walls, like the whole car's on the other side, so I left a few gaps on some corners more than I should have, but yeah, got the hang of it.
That's right. In Australia, you have a right drive car. Here it's on the left. And we're going to show a picture of your car. Let's stay on that theme right now. Give folks an idea of the differences mainly between supercars and the stock car here in NASCAR.
Well, that's probably the biggest thing is you're on the other side, but you know, there's no doors in this thing. We have doors, and then the windows as well on the side. It's a bit weird driving with an open cockpit. But yeah, they're fairly similar weights. We're about 300 kilos or 250 kilos lighter. Not sure what that is in your language, but yeah, our street circuits are fairly different. As you can see, we run the curbs, whereas here all the apexes are walls. But yeah, you can really feel the weight of the car in this, but they sit very flat and stiff. They don't roll very much, and there's no wings over the top in these cars, so they make all the downforce on the floor of the car. So you can see everyone struggling on the bumps. You know, it's a fine line between stiffness and aerodynamics. So.
And as I see your car there, Shane, I noticed the side mirrors. I understand for a supercars driver, one of the things to do to get your proximity is to actually tick the mirror on the wall. You don't have one on the next-gen NASCAR car, so you didn't tick the fender or anything, did you?
Yeah, I actually got the tire. I took the Goodyear off the tire, but yeah, it's hard not having the feelers, we call them, to sort of feel where you are on the track. You sort of had a couple of rubs, and you know, you knew you were a bit close. But the spotters are really handy. That's nothing. I've never had anything really like that before. So talking me around the track where people were and where the brakes are locking and stuff, it's quite different.
Something else you do differently, the next-gen car has sequential shifting. There's a clutch there. They don't often use it. You heel toe in the traditional way. Explain how that works here.
Yeah, everyone's got a bit of a foot fetish. It's a bit weird for me. That's just normal for me. We always right foot brake and flip on the down change. We use it a bit to control the rear locking. So I was doing it sometimes a bit, but yeah, quite different. But you know, it seems normal to us. We have a flat shift system on the way up. On here, you have to lift the throttle very quickly on the up change, where we just hold it flat over there.
So as we were looking at that, then you know, you're obviously very quick. You were third in qualifying. So is that a speed secret? Many people were wondering, well, maybe I should be flipping the clutch a little bit here too.
I don't think so. It's probably a little bit of an advantage for me. Like a third of our race is probably a street circuit, so right from the start I was comfortable with the walls, and I watched practice last night and you could see everyone creeping up on it, whereas I was sort of there straight away. So in the race, I think you'll find everyone get a lot quicker throughout the field, and the differences will be a lot smaller. So I'm glad now I'm already up the front, but if I was in 20th or something, it'd be crazy.
We want you to take us around the circuit here with a lap. This is your actual fast lap in qualifying.
Okay, yeah. Well, the biggest thing is this alternate start-finish line. So I've never had that before, where you don't start the lap on the start straight. So This corner was interesting. You can see where the new seal is. It had really big grip, and you'll see into the next corner, turn 1, halfway through the track, halfway through the corner, it changes to old seal, and you just lose all grip. So you turn in here, and then all of a sudden the grip just goes and you can't put the power down. And then it's the complete opposite onto the back straight. You have no grip now on braking, so you kind of push the entry to get onto that good seal to get the good exit. And then here, which is going to be real treacherous today, the concrete. Concrete in the wet, you can feel every slip between the grip surface. It's going to be super tough.
Hard, fast braking down into 4?
Yeah, just the bumps unsettle it. You know, these cars on the bump stops, they don't really travel so nice. And you'll see here I struggle to put the power down as well. It's just so bumpy. Like we never race on the concrete like this, and it's very tough. Same here on the brakes, like very low grip on the concrete. And then as you turn in, you get the good seal again. So many different surfaces and changes. It makes it very difficult to know what you're going to have. And then down here, it's a big bump. It's probably the slowest corner on the track. And then the next one's where I'm struggling with the most, with the car on the other side, getting a good reference to the inside wall. And then here's pretty cool. You can kind of flow. I was upper gear, I think, to most guys looking at data. And then through here is awesome with the bumps. And then you got to slow it down, trying to keep control and cross the line as quick as you can.
Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields.
What's up, Chicago? Drivers, start your engines.
Justin Fields giving the command. The engines have fired. The fans on their feet, ready for racing in the streets of Chicago today. And now he has the honor and is making history as NASCAR is racing in the streets of Chicago. Down the front stretch they come for the first time.
Here they come off the end of the front straightaway. Tyler Reddick in the 45, wasting no time. He's going to jump to the outside of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin slips off the corner. That'll give Tyler Reddick the advantage. Hamlin in the 11. Reddick in the 45. Surprisingly, side by side for the lead through 1, through 2, and up through Lakeshore Drive headed to turn 3.
Denny Hamlin not giving up the position, battles back on the outside of Reddick. The problem is he won't be in position for turn 4. Very narrow. Will they sort it out? Threading a needle. Hamlin carrying a lot of speed. They somehow go through there too wide successfully. Now it's off from turn 5. Back down Columbus as you see the field continuing to file through nice and clean. Really quite shocking, Bags.
It is, and I'm surprised that Tyler Reddick was so aggressive on the initial start, but that aggressiveness has paid off. Here they come into the braking zone. They're going all the way down to first gear. Change for third. You see Christopher Bell in the 20. He'll slide off the corner for a while, and that will open the line for Shane Van Gisbergen right now in 7.
Yeah, we see Eric Almirola. He's turned around, coming out of turn number 5. We'll see if he can get it going the right direction here.
Oh, and we're winding them up here in 6. You got Eric Jones involved, Brad Keselowski's involved, Noah Gregson's into the tire pack. Gregson's going to back it up, but Eric Jones and Brad Keselowski are wedged together now in 6. Here's Brad. He'll back it up, wait for Eric Jones to do the same, and as they came to grief in 6, now they will part peaceably and resume their driving activity.
Oh, Denny Hamlin, the pole sitter. Contact with the barrier.
Denny Hamlin, that is turn 2, right as you get ready to come down Lakeshore Drive, and Denny Hamlin got a little bit too hot into 2.
This is a great view right off the front bumper of Hamlin's car. You see the different surfaces. Looking back at the driver himself, he's got to be frustrated. He knows he had track position, obviously some sort of mistake or issue. Listen to, wow, listen to the wheel spin, just how low of grip there is. All right, let's take another look right here. We're going to see all by himself, that purple 11 just gets in the corner, loses grip, and slides into the tire barrier. I don't believe there's any damage. That tire barrier did a really nice job. Let's listen. Yeah, I mean, you heard it. No real wheel hop, no real brake input, just too much traction or too much speed for the traction event.
This to me is a very difficult spot under these conditions.
Trouble turn 6, Kyle Busch hard into the tire barrier. Oh, he tried to slow down, and he just impales that Chevrolet into the tire barrier. Hard contact for Kyle. He's trying to back the car up to get out of the tire pack, but he has wedged that Chevrolet Camaro underneath of the tire pack, and that's the first time we have seen that all weekend long.
Windshield deep into the tires there in turn 6, and that brings out a full course caution. We have seen on different corners where one car might have an issue, but they know that they can continue rolling. We'll see the blue flag, which is a local caution, but this is a full flag caution now. Kim.
And Kyle Busch feels like his car will still roll and he can still race. He did ask for a little help. Take a listen. Well, on the radio, he told him, I just need help getting out of the tire barrier. After that, I should be good. Kyle Busch, you see him just sliding. He was very nervous about the wet conditions, and that nervousness proving itself as he gets into the tire barrier.
It's just a misjudgment of the grip. Much like Denny Hamlin at turn 2, Kyle Busch, you saw his speed versus the other cars. And once the car starts sliding, once traction is broken, you're kind of done. It's not going to basically come back to him. I mean, look at the speed. Luckily for Chris Buescher in that 17, that white and blue car, he was far enough in front of Kyle Busch that he didn't get it.
He is a good road racer. He has road race experience in the rain more than most of these guys, and he is going to try to take advantage of it. One of the big challenges he and everybody are going to have to deal with as he approaches turn 11, which is directly underneath me, as there is puddling on the right side of the racetrack. You've got to stay to the left against that wall to stay out of those puddles.
Riding on the back of Daniel Suarez's Xfinity Mobile, number 99. And looking back from that camera, you see the 34, Michael McDowell, continuing to put pressure on Suarez, trying to have him make a mistake so he can get by him.
This is the race for the 4th position.
And after qualifying, Shane Van
Trouble turn
Gisbergen.
6, Noah Gragson is in the tire barrier. He's nailed it, and he's doing a burnout, trying to get out of it, and he can't. He is stuck, leaving turn number 6. And he's creating quite a smoke show at the same time. He just killed the engine. He's going to need help to get out of this tire pack.
He's another one that probably will want to continue. That's the exit of turn 6 before they go up over the bridge and into turn 7. He was running 34th, one of the 2 entries for Legacy Motorsports, of which Richard Petty, one of the co-owners there, and Richard Petty turning 86 today. It's his birthday. And then you see next to Noah Gregson's name there on the right, JJ, for Jimmy Johnson, one of the other co-owners. He was scheduled to run in this race until tragedy in the family, and he withdrew. Respect the privacy of JJ and his family, but thoughts and prayers out to JJ and everyone involved in his family.
At this point, the safety workers and the recovery vehicles are going to have to do the same thing they did for Kyle Busch. You saw the 2 gentlemen right there basically clear the hook. They're going to pull him out. Let's take a look exactly what happened. Really much like Kyle Busch. He got a little bit further around the corner and going a little bit slower pace, but got wedged up underneath the tire barrier, and then, as Mike Bagley really pointed out, put a bit of a smoke show trying to back that car out from underneath it.
Coming up on the end of stage 1, again, a caution will not be thrown at the end of the stage, but the top 10 drivers will all earn stage points, and the winner of the stage gets a playoff point, and they can carry that into the playoffs and through the playoffs as long as they are there. But Bell right now aggressively making his way around. He just came out of the Xfinity 10G turn and through 11 and up to 12, and Bell looking to grab the stage win. It will be his first stage win this year as he makes that hard right-hand turn onto the front stretch and across the start-finish line for the win of stage 1. And it looks like things heating up behind him. Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen getting a little closer together as they finish 2nd and 3rd in stage 1. Mark Truex Jr., Michael McDowell rounding out the top 5. Then it's Suarez, Larson, Allmendinger, Gibbs, and Jensen.
He's kind of a little high. Oh, there's contact. We talked about how difficult it was going to be to get onto pit road. You wonder if the car behind the 15, I couldn't make out the car number, even knew he was pitting. And then Joey Logano comes around the corner and sees a car sitting broadside in front of him.
So they will have to help him get out of that tire barrier. Turn 6 has been his nemesis today.
Kyle Larson and Truex side by side into turn 4. Everybody gets through there clean. Great battling here on these restarts. I think the tempo's picking up, guys.
Yeah, Martin Truex Jr. just trying to regain some lost ground. Christopher Bell is checked out. You're on board with A.J. Allmendinger as the field works their way down Columbus Drive into turn number 6.
One another. Yeah.
Crash down here in turn 11. Bowman around. He made contact. He's up against the wall, trying to let traffic go by. There's a little opening right here. He's trying to go in it. He's not going to be able to get turned around. I hope all the spotters are letting him know he's here. Now he's going to have to wait. There's another small opening coming to see if he sits there. He just needs to sit. Almost the end of the line. There's still 4 or 5 more cars yet to go.
He was 11, and did they change from a blue to a yellow flag? It looks like they did. They've gone to caution. There was a blue flag there, but now because he couldn't get it fired back up, it goes to caution.
Yeah, you see contact right here. And he was just, both of them looked like their cars were moving around a lot. He and the 11 car got together. It almost looked like they both were in the corner too deep. Contact, around he went. Go back and watch that again. Yeah, let's watch it from an onboard from Denny Hamlin. Yeah, hear that right there. He's sliding. They're both sliding. You could hear Denny Hamlin off the gas, and you could almost hear the tires shaking as he was trying.
What do you hang on the 48, Marty?
No oil pressure, Steve, and finally the engine let go. That is 2 drivers right at the playoff cut line with the 48 and Alex Bowman, and also the 23 of Bubba Wallace, and there you see the smoke coming out of both sides.
And that'll bring the caution out because he stopped, which with just 1 lap to go, this is going to end stage 1. And so the field will be frozen when the caution comes out. That means that Bell is going to win stage 2 as well. So he sweeps stage 1 and stage 2. They'll have to push Bowman back into the garage.
And you heard Marty just say it. Alex Bowman, remember, he had to sit out a couple races due to a broken back, of all things, he sustained in a race car accident, not in a NASCAR race, but in a sprint car race. He's come back in the point situation. He's yet to win, but he came in just barely outside the playoff picture. And now on the left side of your screen, all the way down in 20th at minus 32. Really the big gainer today for me is Daniel Suarez up there in 15th. Daniel currently running in the 7th position. Great work, trying to inch his way up. Remember, if a new winner, somebody outside wins, that cut line kind of moves. So it's a moving target.
From here, he is a good road racer. He will not be an easy pass. Byron in the wall. Byron missed the corner. Harvick around. They're going to stack up. It's too narrow. There's nowhere for everybody to go. You got to go right. They are all but stopped. There are 7 cars sitting here with nowhere to go. They're trying to back up. It is a traffic jam.
It's a traffic jam.
Nowhere to go right here.
Traffic jam on Jackson Street or Jackson Drive. And so they knew this was going to happen. You hear the fans yelling, but that was just a situation where one car got sideways and then another one was so close he couldn't get by. But that means another caution lap and another restart, Steve.
Well, first of all, the running order is going to be very interesting to see. But Jeff, did it all start with the 24? It seemed like he got into the barrier first.
Yes, that's right. The 24 of William Byron, who was in position to possibly win this race. He ended up getting into the barrier. Let's go back and watch. So there it is right there. William just missed the corner. Again, these wet conditions got out of the groove, and then it just snowballed from there. If you were able to get in this right lane and get by this, that was a lucky break. Here it is right here. See, William just missed the corner. Just pushing hard. Wet conditions out of the groove, and Harvick spun around in front of him, and that's what started this logjam.
Did we see Corey LaJoie get into the back of the 4 there also to maybe help him get around?
We did. Yeah, we did. But I mean, listen, I don't know what. There it is right there. But I think what happened was the 4 of Harvick saw the 24, and he probably checked up trying to avoid him, and Corey didn't see him. It's very narrow. It's hard to see through these cars. See right there? I just think that was, I don't think Corey did that on purpose or it was anything terrible there. It's just Harvick was probably trying to.
Treble turn 6, Tyler Reddick is buried into the tire wall. In turn number 6, Tyler Reddick took a wider line coming in, and this portion of the track that he's stuck in is still wet. He's on slicks. He's trying to get traction, and he can't because the pavement's wet. He has buried that Monster Energy Toyota Camry into the safer barrier right here at the end of Columbus Drive.
Caution comes out, and they will have to pull him out from underneath the tire barrier. Tyler Reddick had just made his way up to 4th. He had passed Kyle Busch, and now frustrated with himself. So while they pull him out of the tire barriers, we're going to reset once again and have another reset and restart from the streets of Chicago. Tough break there for Reddick.
A ton of work, and maybe the most improved road racer on the circuit.
Dillon now a half a car length. We'll see how much pressure he puts on the back of Haley. Oh, he hit the wall. He hit the inside wall and sent him into the tire barriers. We'll see how much damage that has done. It's torn the left front off of Dillon's car. You see the toe link has been bent.
Yeah, this is going to be the end of the day for the 3 car. There's no way he can continue with that much damage on the left front. It all started with contact on the inside of the corner, forcing the 3 straight. He was putting such pressure on the leader. In the end, a mistake for the 3, Rick.
Take another look at it. He bounces off that inside wall right into the tire barrier, and hard contact with the left front. He was just pushing so hard, but right there he clips the wall and into the tire barriers.
And Rick, he can't turn it into turn 1. He just nosed it into the turn 1 barrier. The car won't turn, and now he's blocking turn 1. He's trying to back it up. He's done it a couple of times, and as we see right there with that contact at the other end of the straightaway, now he's just trying to back it up onto pit road. Just trying to.
They go into 1.
Here they come off the end of the front straightaway. He's looking for the right moment, maybe perhaps a slip from Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is conflicted right now. He's trying to go offense, but he's trying to play defense. He'll lose second as SVG is on the move. He'll take the spot.
Gisbergen now in second place. Zeroes in on Haley out front. Haley looks in the mirror and sees a new car. Does that add pressure? Does that push the 31 into a mistake? Look at how much the 91 gains. He's right on the back bumper now out of turn 5.
Here he comes out of 5. This is the potential change for the lead. Justin Haley into 31. Shane Van Gisbergen now will take a peek. It's not there, but he gets right up on the back bumper of Haley. Battle for the lead and possibly the win. Leaving 6 and headed to turn 7.
Oh, an aggressive move right here down the hill under braking. We got a caution on the racetrack. We're going to have to go back and see where they were lined up before that caution came up.
Just as quickly as the pass was about to happen for the lead, Martin Truex Jr. on the 19 into the tire barriers hard. And so he's stuck in there with under 8 laps to go. It's coming down to, can SVG get by Haley? And so strong.
Well, and the 91's already let the 31 back in front. I think he knows that he hadn't completed the pass. We'll get that confirmed by NASCAR. Oh, yep, NASCAR's confirmed it. Justin Haley will get another shot, but this run by the 91, it's not just the pace of the car, but his nimbleness in traffic. I mean, that was closing in on 2 passes in the same lap.
There you look back on Van Gisbergen.
It slips just a tad off the corner, but now here he comes, battle for the lead. Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside and to the lead off turn 2 with less than 5 to go here in Chicago.
But Haley is right there. He's coming back to the inside through turn 3. He's going to retake the lead. The 91 back to the inside into turn 4. The crossover move. He is now clearing to the lead. Gisbergen off in turn 5, down the long straightaway.
He's got wide open racetrack to work with and no pressure from behind because he's going to pull away by 1, maybe 2 car lengths. It's Van Gisbergen with the lead. They're stacked up from second on back as everybody jostles for real estate. Van Gisbergen to the lead. Turn number 1, Bubba Wallace into Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and into the tire pack Stenhouse goes. Bubba came in way too hot, flipped Stenhouse, and Stenhouse has buried that Chevy into the tire pack. That's off the end of the front straightaway.
And it looks as though he's stuck. Sure enough, the caution comes out. And the driver did not get the white flag that's out front. That is the only way that the race could be over if a caution comes out with under 1 to go. But that means we'll go into overtime. So a little more racing for the fans here in Chicago and those of you watching. Look at this as Bubba in the 23 slid into the 47. The 47 gets locked underneath the tire barriers in turn 1.
Yeah, Bubba just completely out of line. Drivers left. I don't know if the track was still damp or if he was just out of control, but you see him coming in with a head of speed, already spinning out. Ricky Stenhouse probably has no idea what happened, KO'd from the side, and he ends up, here you go, take a look right here from on board with Kevin Harvick. Big impact for the 47 and
you see the gap right there, pulling away down the back straightaway, cleanly through turn 3. Full throttle into the braking zone, over the hump. A lock up by the 31 back there. Gisbergen through 4, through 5. Smoothly onto the throttle. Good corner exit. Headed back to you.
He will swing wide out of 5. He'll set up and go right to the middle of the racetrack and go drivers right now. Hard braking, down shifting. He's going to drive it in way deep, and he'll pull away from Haley even more. He'll leave turn 6, downhill to Michigan Avenue for the final time this evening in Chicago.
Trackhouse racing drivers have been part of huge and great memories from Chastain to Martinsville to this. It's not over yet, but it's really close.
The 75th anniversary of NASCAR, and it has been 60 years since a driver has won in their series debut. Well, through turn 11, Shane Van Gisbergen has been perfect. He has navigated the streets of Chicago to perfection. The final time, onto the front stretch. He comes to the checkered flag. He's won the very first street race in NASCAR. Columbus Drive has never seen such an impressive show of power.
Let's be honest, Shane. When this deal came together, did you honestly feel like this was possible?
No, of course not, but you always dream of it, and thank you so much to the Trackhouse team, Enhanced Health, Project 91. Man, what an experience in the crowd out here. Like, this was so cool, and it's what you dream of, so hopefully I can come and do more.
What were you telling yourself on those final few restarts?
Well, when we had that bad strategy back to 18th, I started to worry a bit, but had some full sends on some people, and the racing was really good. Everyone was respectful, and it was tough, but a lot of fun.
It's Monday back in Auckland, but I'm sure there's a party going on at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What would your message be to all those young drivers back there in Australia and New Zealand?
Oh, anything is possible, but you know, the fans in Australia and New Zealand, the response this week and the coverage has been, I can't explain it, like the response and the support I've got from everyone, and even over here, how welcoming everyone is. I can't believe it. Dream come true.
So you know everybody's going to want you to drive their car now. Are you up for a full-time Cup ride if you want?
I'm doing one more year in Oz, and then I'd love to come over here.
There you go, 1 more year in Australia, and then you might come Cup racing with us, Rick. Look at this crowd here on the front stretch in Chicago, and the fans in the stands as well. SVG gets the win. The Kiwi is a Cup winner.
And a popular one at that, as Shane Van Gisbergen will be heading to Ruoff Victory Lane. Once he got out front, it was dominant. No mistakes made. You see how he celebrates Ross Chastain, his teammate for a day. Sure.
Justin Haley had the unenviable task of trying to hold off a 3-time Supercars champion with 16 lap less fresh tires. Talk us through the final laps there.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I put it in the tire barrier yesterday, and we stayed up all night. I stayed with the guys through the rain and rewrapped this thing, put a new body on it, and Benish came on for this weekend. Obviously, congrats to Project 91. It sucks, obviously, you know, where we are right now. We don't have we aren't in position to win every week, so coming that close, obviously, is not what you want, but just really proud of everyone at College Racing, and what an awesome event. Can't wait to come back next year.
Once your crew chief Trent told you were okay on fuel, what clicked in your head then to just try and go get it? Because you had no idea where Van Gisbergen was.
Yeah, I mean, I was really struggling on under the braking zones. Felt like I could get off the corner better than anyone, but I mean, what are you going to do? You had 16 lap fresher tires. Just strategy, and I feel like I put us behind yesterday, putting it in the tire barrier, and then from there it just kind of trickles and whatnot. But I mean, what is there to be disappointed about, you know? So we'll go to Atlanta next week, try our best. Appreciate College Racing, Matt Colley, Chris Rice for giving me this opportunity, and trying to make the best of it.
And Justin Haley showed what a good street racer he really is today.
Come to the streets of Chicago. Whoever questions that race, that was a good race. It was fun. It was a great time. Congratulations to everybody, because that was a fun few days here in Chicago.